So we are live. Heat. It is hot.
It is hot. Sorry if the laptop runs slow. Basically, I have been editing for quite a lot of the day, and I started the export, and then I thought, oh yeah, because we were debating whether we were going to do live. It was so hot, and I'm so tired, and you can see just like, oh, don't know how you feel.
Oh, sorry for you being. I'm so tired, relaxing in the garden all day. I've got to be ploughing away, but I handed my essay in today. So I am nearly done with my course. Nearly done. So we are going to be doing a video. Now I did tempt you with this in the thumbnail, but we have tried these already, but we will be releasing a video on Bread Ahead of the flavours that we had. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a strawberries and cream frappuccino.
So unfortunately in here there's just little bits, but I don't want to ruin it because we will see the video. Do you want a little bit? So how is everybody? Is everybody okay? How are you coping with the heat? So we've been looking at ways to cope with the heat. And the ones we were looking at, people were saying putting their socks in the freezer, putting a hot water bottle in the freezer, which I'm not sure about that because that would just feel compensation in your bed.
Unless you put the cover on it, I suppose. But even so, it would soak through the cover of the hot water bottle, I suppose.
But yeah, so any tips then for anybody staying caught in the heat? So today it was 38 degrees. My parents were telling me that it was 104 degrees Fahrenheit in their conservatory.
Wow.
Which is 41 degrees, I think.
If you wanted to grow anything that loved heat, the last couple of days.
That would kill the plants off. Have that one.
No, thank you. No, orchids love heat. No one can love orchids.
I think you said all kids.
No, orchids. They do.
I'm not so sure.
Don't they grow in hot countries, orchids? They don't grow here, do they?
True.
You will have like plants like birds of paradise and all that who like heat.
I'm pointing down there. Down there we've got roses, and all the roses just shriveled. They actually turned the potpourri on the plant. That's how it was. But yeah. So we're going to show you a little something. We're going to do a shorter live today, just purely because of the heat. You guys probably are enjoying the sun as it is. But Kelly went out and bought. What did you buy?
Chestnut Bakery. Chestnut Bakery.
We will put these on there, but there are little bits left of these, I'm afraid.
Yeah, because we obviously did a video and stuff like that.
But look at that half. This will tempt you to watch the whole video. That is amazing.
That's not the video that I've done at the moment, though. The video that I've done at the moment is what did I do?
You're doing
the Battersea Park.
Yeah, Battersea Power Station.
Yeah. So we went to Battersea Park, and we went to Battersea Power Station, and there's all these lovely restaurants and eateries and stuff like that. And yeah, we just did a video on that, really.
Yeah, so do check that one out as well. We do go to Gordon Ramsay's street pizza place as well, so you'll see our review on that and what we thought of street pizza. Kelly also went yesterday to London, only for a short period of time because it was so hot, to pick up these little goodies. So we will be doing our full review. This is just a little taste, as you can see, of the Chestnut Bakery and also for Bread Ahead. So we will be trying 4 of their delightful donuts and Bread Ahead. There was only tiny bits left because that's what was left from our original review.
Now, you already know we've done Chestnut Bakery, and I just rebought the stuff that we really enjoyed from Chestnut Bakery.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, and the other one. Oh, you're on that box. Oh, do I get a little bit?
Sorry.
You're going, yeah, so yeah, we had a good time at Chestnut Bakery, and yeah. Oh, do you want some?
So, I don't know if anyone's going to come on tonight because I'm thinking probably all from the heat.
But if you're watching us and catch up, do check out these videos. I'm really enjoying this. Do you know what? I think I said it was too orangey in the video, but now I'm having it again. Maybe it was just because I had the there's actually orange peel on here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. I had a big slice of the orange peel.
But how are you enjoying it today?
Good.
Yeah, because I think that sometimes like if I bake a carrot cake, I prefer it after it's been in the fridge.
Do you know what I was just about to say? I think
Yeah.
because it's been in the fridge, it tastes so much nicer
Yeah.
in the fridge. I think that's what's increased it. So if you do watch our video, now for this one, without knocking everything,
Sorry.
you will see, look at that beauty. So that is one of the pastries we also got from Chestnuts Bakery. There it is. You can see there's little bits because we have had this as well. We will upload this and show you in the review, but I'll let you try.
He's gonna let me try.
Do you know what? That's so good. In the fridge. We do an amendment actually to this.
An
one as well.
addendum.
Addendum, sorry.
An addendum.
Just to say that it tastes better in the fridge. So if you are getting these from Chestnuts, we do recommend you do put them in the fridge, get them cool.
But
Right.
that's only you. Somebody else.
What do you think? How can we get the big one? I got the little dregs.
Because you chose the little dregs.
I don't know how I've done that.
Really? But wow.
So it's pastry. You've got the it's almost like a strawberry jam on top there. You've got the cream, and then you've got the strawberries on the top. You can't see the jam in there, but it is there. It's just right under that layer there, and you get that lovely layer of the cream on there as well.
You put that dry piece right
Yeah.
back. Right back is put that dry piece.
I think that's custard. So you get a layer of custard as well. Really worth going into town for this.
Definitely.
You carry on eating. I'm gonna have this little bit
I
here.
can't recommend it highly enough. It was just like you said, oh, shall I get it out the fridge? And I was like, yeah, only if you want to. Here, have some shit. The strawberries for me are too tart.
No, they're strawberries. Actually, I think they're almost like in a jelly. They've got a really sweet taste to them.
No, this is strawberry and elderflower, but it's so good.
And there you go. You get a little card just to prove that it's hand baked as well. This is the one in Covent Garden. You went there on Tuesday, was it? Or was it? Yeah, no, Monday.
Monday, because today's Tuesday.
Yeah, today's Tuesday. So you went there on Monday. There we are.
Leave it slightly open because I'm not going to be able to eat it all.
Well, I might help you. But she's already had half.
What are you talking about? You took the biggest mouthful going.
So that's done. Oh no, there's still some of this there.
Oh, thanks.
I'm gonna bite. I'm hoping to have a bite. Now, do you prefer? Look! I'll get the dregs taken off.
The strawberries are too tart.
Do you prefer that to the orange or the orange to that?
Oh, do you know what? At one point, they did do what was it? Meringue, lemon meringue, and that's what I went in there to get. But they've changed it to the orange.
Ah.
But
yeah, I think I would have preferred lemon.
I specifically went in there to get the lemon meringue.
I think I would have preferred lemon.
Yeah, I know you would have. That's specifically why I went in there to get it. Oh, you know what I'd like to do is just break this in half so I could have the middle part.
Go careful. I can see that.
So can I.
Coming all apart. You got the dry bit in the corner. So yeah, what else is? Oh, how can I get the dry?
You get the dry up. You know why? Because you've got the biggest mouth. And when you take a bite, it's not a small bite.
I have a little sip of this to compensate. Actually, I've noticed your drink as well. So, like I said, definitely from the heat. Wow, that does taste like it's melted. All the ice is melted in there. So how is everybody coping in this heat? What has everybody been up to? Have you all been at work, like me, or have you actually been able to take some time off and enjoy?
Well, you haven't been at work. You've been working from home.
Well, it's working.
Working. But for evening, I had to go into the office.
No, that's really difficult. I was going to say, have you guys been doing that? If anybody has had to go in the office, how have you coped? Has it been difficult before you jam the lot?
He's eating all the donuts. What do you mean? And then he has a treat to say before I jam the lot.
I've got to say that strawberry jam is amazing. Really good.
But I got to say, the fillings from that is better than Bread Ahead.
Mm.
But the donut from Bread Ahead is really good.
So do watch our Bread Ahead review. We will, like I said, we will show you all these cakes. We're just showing you a little taster of them, and while we are having an actual taster of them.
Look at him. He's finished the whole thing.
There you go. Well deserved.
So yeah, today has been hot, and my cousin got out his so basically he's bought one of them lazy pool things, and the brand is Lazy, not
Oh,
a
yeah,
la-
that's
not
what-
not a
that's-
lazy river, but
I've seen the brand.
the
Yeah.
brand is Lazy. We've also got one, but ours is not as big as his one, and I was tempted. I pulled it out, and I was tempted to put it up today, but we get full sun
Yeah.
on the grass, because I would obviously put it on the grass. I'm not going to put it on the patio, and I just thought, oh, do you know what? Unless you're going to put the umbrella
No, it'd be too hot.
there, it's going to be far too hot to have it right in the middle of the grass. If you saw the sun today, it was crazy.
Mm.
But I've got to say, I'm not complaining.
Well, I was going to say, a lot of people are. No, it was too hot for me in the conservatory. When I went in, it's lovely warm. I think it's these temperatures. I wish they were at the weekends, so you could
Right.
really, really enjoy them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. I thought I was so tempted. I thought, it'd be so nice just to sit outside and relax and enjoy it. But yeah, now, but look at it. It looks like it's overcast now.
Yeah, it looks like it's about. I think tomorrow is going to rain.
Oh, is that what they say?
Tomorrow is going to
Right,
rain.
okay.
Yeah.
So just be wary for guys. Hopefully, though, that will cool it. So if you are struggling to sleep like me, I have really struggled to sleep the last 2 days. I'm going to. I'm not falling asleep till midnight, and I am not and I keep waking up. So I keep waking up. I think I fell asleep
Yeah.
about 2 a.m. last night. So very tired. So I do empathise with anybody that is trying to sleep in this heat. But
Yeah.
it should cool tonight.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK, I don't know for our non-UK residents. I don't know how the weather is there. Shahinas, if you're in India, I don't know how it is. And our American
Wow.
friends, do tell us how the weather is where you are.
Here it's going to be hot well into next week.
Yeah.
But it's going to be overcast, so we're not going to have the clear blue
Mm.
skies that we had today and yesterday. But Sunday is going to be really nice as well.
Oh,
that's
good.
going to be sunny, and then the rest of the time is going to be overcast. So I hope everyone enjoyed the sun. I know that it was probably terrible for a lot of people, a lot of the vulnerable, and especially if you don't like heat, I know it would have been terrible for you guys. But for people like us who chase this sort of weather, who we go abroad, and there was all of this. Oh yeah, granted, had to keep your house cooler, and there was good advice and all of that. But I just felt that, like I said before, in any type of weather, we just brings the country to its knees.
Oh,
so
totally. They're talking about melting roads. But when we went to Las Vegas, where it regularly goes above 40 degrees Celsius, no problems there. The traffic is really, 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 it's large volumes of traffic. No problem. So I don't know what it is they do that we don't. There must be something either in the tarmac, or I suppose, I know you can argue the case that how often does it get to 40 degrees in this country, but it's going to be more regular.
well, the thing is, for the last since sort of like, I think they were saying on the news, since 2018, we've regularly been getting hot weather. Last year wasn't that great,
Yeah.
to be fair. We had a couple of weeks here and there, but a week here and
it's
there.
only
but
4 years though, isn't it? So I suppose it would take that much longer to replace everything. But even so, it is.
Yeah, but I mean, you got what are they called? Meteorologists. Who are the ones that sort of like discuss the weather and climate change?
Yes.
This has been going on for. This is not just something that happened yesterday. This is something that they've been predicting for a very long time.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's for people to get, and then if you've got buckling train lines and all of this, how much money do you want to charge for the service then? Do you know what I mean? And everything is buckling. What?
Their advice is don't travel. So I need to get somewhere. Well, don't.
Well, which is fine, but the tracks will still buckle whether you travel or not.
This is true.
Right, because of the heat. So whether you travel or not, the rails, because of the heat, the rails, no thank you, the rail is still going to buckle. So my point, my point is, excuse me, why not sort of like deal with the problem? How can France deal with the problem? How come everybody else in Europe can deal with the problem, but we come to
can't.
a
Exactly.
standstill?
Right, I'm going to get some water because I am roasting.
He's parched. He's parched. And yeah, so today I've been so basically I said it before, we went to Battersea, and hey Sam, how are you? I hope you're well. What have you been up to? Let us know. How have you been coping with the weather? Um a couple of weeks ago, I say a couple of weeks ago, was it last weekend? Mark and I, yeah, last weekend, last Sunday I think it was. We went to Battersea Park, and we went to so basically I grew up in Battersea, so I took Mark to, you know, where I was born, or where I grew up, not where I was born, but where I grew up, and all of this. And I lived on a council estate, and so I was just showing him sort of like, you know, where my friends lived and where we played and all of that type of stuff. I showed him my old school, which is now a private French school or something. I really don't like the weather. It is so warm. What? You don't like the weather? It's so warm. Oh, I love it. The only thing that was missing for me was a pool. I needed to be by a pool in this type of weather. We are very, very lucky because we've got a lovely garden, and our garden is quite large, larger than normal gardens. So we're very lucky.
Hello, Sam.
Mhm.
I was going to say, oh, Sam said he doesn't like the weather.
I know, crazy, crazy, crazy.
Oh, Sam, do you know what will happen? It will come to winter and everybody go, where's the summer gone?
Yeah.
Where's the summer gone? So I know it's one of those things. I know this heat is only going to last a couple of days, and then I think it'll go back to mid to high 20s.
I have drunk so much water today. I swear I could be. Do you know what I mean? If somebody jumped on me, like, shh, it'd be like a fountain. Be like a fountain. I
That's
drank
good
so
though.
much water. Yeah,
I didn't realize actually your body craves certain things like, so if you get dehydrated, you'll actually crave salt.
right.
Your body will crave salt.
Salt for dehydration.
Yeah.
Salt causes dehydration.
Maybe I'll get the pool out. Oh, have you got a little pool? Have you got a little pool?
Tomorrow, the weather won't be as strong as it was. Today was the strongest. I think we hit records or something.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been sort of like.
Shahinas, how are you?
Hey, Shahinas, how are you? Yes, apparently we hit records and all of this type of stuff. So, yeah, it won't be as warm as this week anyway, and possibly next week. But who knows the week after? Because there was at one point we had weather from the Sahara last
Yeah,
year or
yeah,
the year
yeah, yeah.
before. But I can't remember where this one came from. Did it come from Africa?
Yes,
This
I
heat
think so.
wave.
Yeah, yeah, it's come from Africa. So Hinas, how is the weather in India?
Yeah.
Hello, Mark and Kelly. Good evening, and lots of love from Hinas from India.
Oh, bless
Love
you.
you too. And how is it there? It's very well. I say it's very hot here. It's hot here for England. So it got up to 40 degrees, which I think is just over 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
your lovely picture earlier, and I left a comment. I was like, enjoy. But yeah, it's here. It's been very hot, and I think on when we went out on Sunday to Battersea Park. Oh yeah, it wasn't this Sunday. It was the Sunday before.
Yeah.
So it was like not this Sunday just gone, but the Sunday before. It was really hot then, and we were in no shade. We left. We hadn't had breakfast.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
hadn't
yeah.
had tea or coffee, and we just went through Battersea Park. And Battersea Park is lovely, but it was very dry. But if you ever want to check out a park, but I really love Battersea Park, and you've got the Thames running through it as well, running alongside of it. And so where the pagoda is, you've got all the River Thames there. It's lovely. And you've also got the zoo in there. You've got tennis courts in there. We didn't check out the whole of the park because the whole of the park is massive. So I only took Mark to, so where I used to live, it was pretty much a straight walk to Battersea Park. And I can't believe that I used to live. We went to see the old flats
Yeah,
where I
that's
used
right.
to live, and they when I lived there, they were almost like a grey charcoal color. like really dark, almost black. I went there and I was just like, huh, this is not the colour. But of course, they've jet washed it since. So they've jet washed it. It looks like a yellow brick, and it does not look like the old black soot uh, flats that I used to live in.
Oh, so Hina says, oh, you've just come back to India from Dubai. Here it's
Yes,
raining
yeah.
and you love the rain. I bet
Oh.
the rain does actually cool things. Did you shoot your films there in Dubai? Because I know you made your orange cake recently. I don't know if you shot that in Dubai or India. And Bristolian Welsh, hello, good evening, said you went to Battersea Park on the day of the final. Do you know what? Neither of us are into tennis.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know. And when we got there, we realised we were there. Yeah, it was the final. There were people sitting in Battersea Park watching the actual final
I don't.
on the tablet.
Oh yeah. But in the other, when we went to the restaurants,
Yeah,
you were saying that
they
some
were
of
showing
them
the final.
they,
Yeah,
they were showing it.
they were showing the final live. Yeah, so it was very, very busy.
Yeah.
But we did, like I said, we're not tennis fans, so I didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah.
So when we got there, I could see all these screens on. People were going to the pubs and stuff like that to watch the final.
And what I love about Battersea Park, let me just see if I can get my foot up here. What I loved about Battersea Park is that it's right in the middle of residential London area, and you got all these posh flats and all of this, and it's posh flats mixed in with council,
Yeah.
like council estates.
Well, I think a lot
Right.
of them are formal council places. They've just been sold off.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are still council estates.
Yeah.
A lot of them are. So Battersea, like Vauxhall, full of council estates, right? So there are all these council estates, but along the way, people have bought their properties and things like that. Changes have been made and all of this type of stuff. Now, when I was growing up, there was always a Battersea village. But you go to Battersea Village now, listen, it's all like they got Gordon Ramsay. This, I don't know which Gordon Ramsay restaurant it was, but it was a posh one, right in Battersea Village.
Yeah. So that in Battersea Village,
Right.
That was actually called the Gordon Ramsay. So I think it's one of his main.
Oh right,
Yeah, it's one of his
okay.
main restaurants.
And then they had all this, and now when I was growing up, I said this in one of the other lives where it was all like there was a French family that they were twins, Marco and Pierre, and they went to my school, and that I never knew. I only found out when they were about to leave to go back to France, and their parents owned this shop, which you would it would be a typical shop that you would own in France, right? Which artisanal breads, cheeses, all of that type of stuff. And now, when you back in the day, where Battersea Village was, it was all council, right? There was no one private there or anything like that. And you've got this lovely, would I call it a boulangerie? I suppose a boulangerie, for want of a better word, I guess. So you had this boulangerie that sold all of this fancy stuff, and I'm just thinking, you know, back in the day, you wouldn't really spend a lot of money on artisanal breads and cheeses and all of this type of stuff. But anyway, they left to go back to France. But now it's full of artisanal this and artisanal that, and all these posh little caps, and you know, there's a Gales down there and all of this. And I was just looking at it. It's like Battersea Village really is like a different world. And before you get, if you're coming from Clapham Junction and you're coming along the Falcon Road, after you sort of like pass the Falcon Road, there is like what used to be, um, it used to be like a little Battersea market. So they'd have like all these fruit stores and stuff like that, which no longer exists, which is a real shame. But you know, my mum growing up in Mauritius, that's where she would go and get her fruits and vegetables and things like that. Because you know, when I was growing up, my mum always cooked from scratch. It was not. I mean, although microwaves did exist, we didn't have a microwave or anything like that. You know, we didn't have a washing machine. We didn't have those types of things. But yeah, it was just memories of, you know, you'd have your local butcher, and like now there's not really that many butchers, local butchers around and stuff. There was a butcher when we went to.
It's raining.
Oh, is it starting to rain? I thought I felt something. Oh yeah, look, it's starting to rain. Oh my god.
I did say it might rain.
You did say it might rain. I just thought, what, really?
Well, we'll leave it for a little bit. So if we may have to cut this short
because we may have to go inside.
inside.
But yeah, so it was just nice to sort of walk through. But a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have closed. But it was still nice to sort of like go to my old places and then walk to Battersea Park and then go through. But it was very dry day and the grass was dry. Everything was dry. I can't believe that it's raining. But
Oh,
it's warm.
Bristolian Welsh just said it. You've been raining in Wales. Yeah, it
Oh,
probably is
really? It's coming from you guys, is it?
coming over from here. Oh, and Sahina said so. She did do some filming in Dubai, but only
wow.
not for the film, just video. Because all day I tried to explore Dubai. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
of course, you're on holiday.
I was gonna say, oh, if you did do some filming of Dubai, I would love to see that. I'd love. Do you know, I've never been to Dubai, so I would love to go.
No, I'm just looking for a towel just to cover the keyboard if I can.
Yeah, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's starting to rain now as well. So it's.
Yeah.
Mind you, it is nice because it really does break up the heat.
But you know how, like, I just wanted to get in the pool and all of this, and now we're just sitting in the rain. Maybe we should take the fan in, though.
Yeah, I might have to take some bits in.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking the electrical bits.
Yeah, if you take the fan in, and then if you put the plug underneath the table, then it should be okay. Yeah. And then, yeah. So Mark's just going to take in, I think, because everything else can pretty much survive, I think. So yeah, so Mark's going to take, so basically I had a fan out here all day and yeah, on basically, and he's now going to take in the fan, but it's like an old Mauritian box fan. So we had this box fan, and I remember my parents bringing it back from Mauritius. They brought back two, maybe. I've inherited those two box fans, but they produce so much wind that they're really good. But the other fans that you get these days, they don't produce enough sort of air. Well, not air, but sort of like a breeze. And then we've got a Dyson upstairs, which we have on pretty much all night. But all day, I mean, Mark was watering the grass earlier, and he put the hose up so to shower himself. So all of this spray was just like falling over him, sort of like, you know, like if you see one of these adverts and it's like rainbows and mist and all of that. That's what he was doing with the hose. But I've got to say, I don't mind sitting out in the rain. It's been so hot all day. Look, it's already stopped now. It's a little bit, yeah, but it's sort of leaving us already. But yeah, tomorrow it's going to rain. So yeah, should be interesting. Tomorrow should be interesting. But yeah, I've got to say, I've been enjoying the weather because for too long we do have winter, I feel. So you don't get enough, you have so much of winter that by the time the summertime comes, you're really ready for it. But I think for some people, although they enjoy the summer, I don't think they enjoy like it being as hot as it has been. But I do, I love it. Like I said, you know, we go on holiday, the only thing that's missing was the pool. And like I said, we've got a pool, well, like a paddling pool, but bigger than a paddling pool. And I didn't put it up today because just moving from upstairs to that, I was already sweating, and I just thought, oh my god, I'm gonna have to open that box and get it out and all of this type of stuff. So I didn't, but I was in my swimsuit the whole day pretty much. I just changed when I came down. I sort of dried myself off and everything else. I'll be having another shower tonight.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
yeah, it's really hot. So, oh, Sahina said she had to go.
Oh, bye, Sahina.
Enjoy your dinner.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah. How have you been coping with the weather?
Oh, not well. I've got to say, so guys, I really do struggle with the heat. I do not sleep well in this weather at all. So I do love the heat. Don't get me wrong, but I'm working in it, which is the worst thing as well. So it's very difficult to concentrate. And also, I struggle to concentrate purely because I can't sleep at night. So I'll be so hot lying in bed. I'll drop off for about half hour, and then I'll wake up again because it's so hot. Then I fall asleep. So I don't really get to sleep till about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and then you've got to get up at 7. So I'm only getting 4 hours sleep. So
yeah,
by the time I finish work, and because I've been studying as well, that made it even harder. I've been working flat out, so I've had no break.
But you've handed it in now.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah,
there's
one
only
more
one
thing to
little
go,
thing
and
to
then I'm
do, and then you're
done.
done. Yeah. But yeah, I have been looking forward to sort of like sitting out, enjoying a bit of the sun.
Mm.
We've been quite safe. We've put the umbrella up, and I've been in the shade. Even yesterday when I came out, it was shady in this part.
Mm.
And because because like I said, we went out to London. Well, I went out to London, picked up a couple of things. Then when I came home, this side of the garden was very shaded, so I just sat in in that side of the garden because you hadn't brought out the table or umbrella.
Kelly's pointing that
I'm
way, by the
pointing that
way.
way,
She can't see your hands.
that way. That's the way. So it was shady in this part of the garden, so I just sat in that part of the garden. Yeah, just reading and sort of doing a couple of things. Today I did a lot of editing, and now I'm exporting. I've got a thumbnail to do.
Yeah.
And then after the thumbnail's done, it'll be ready to upload.
So Bristolian Welsh, how is it there in Wales? Are you now? Is it been absolutely baking there? Has the rain cooled it off? And Sam, where you are, is it really hot, or has it started to rain? I've got to say that rain has actually cooled things a little bit.
Yeah, but only slightly.
Only
It's stopped
slightly.
now.
But it's no, it needed it just to break up. I think
Yeah,
it
it was like really like I was thinking, oh, it might open up a little bit, and I don't mind that if it does. I will stand out here because it wasn't cold
no,
when
no,
it
no,
rained.
no,
It
no,
wasn't
no,
cold
no.
rain.
It's like warm rain.
Mm.
But where are you, Sam? Sorry, you don't mind me asking.
What part of the world?
Yeah, it's boiling here. I know we've asked you before, and I've forgotten. I'm sorry.
I want to say Kingston. Who
He'll
was
tell
it?
us in a bit.
Huh?
He'll tell us in a moment.
Yeah, there was always someone there was always someone else. There was also someone else from Kingston as well, because I think we had two people that were from Kingston. And why do I think?
Oh, near Manchester. That was right.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
okay. Who
Yeah,
is it that I'm thinking?
It's
is in
boiling here
Kingston?
as well. Have you had the rain yet? Because you will be in the red zone like us. So I know the red zone went all up past Manchester as well.
Did it?
Yeah. It was really big.
Wow,
Pretty
wow.
much all of England. It's the only bits it avoided. I think it slightly avoided Wales, and it avoided Scotland, but the rest was in the red zone.
But there was one time, and I think it was earlier this year, where Scotland it was sunny and everything else, which was unusual how far up it went, and then we weren't getting any sun or anything.
So Sam said, "Yeah, there's no rain there at all."
Wow.
I know. It's that thing. It's just the heat. It really is difficult. So, are you sleeping okay at night, just out of interest, or do you have to have the fan on full blast, or you can just sleep like a baby through it?
Do you have
one question
any,
at a time?
Well, answer mine first then. Do you have any outdoor pools where you are, like readily accessible? Do you know what I mean? Like we have Lidos here, but they're not like Lidos that have like sunbeds kind of thing. And I think there should be more, because it's getting hotter and things like that. I think there should be more places.
See, Sam said the same thing. No, I go to 2 a.m. because of the heat. Go to sleep to it. That's exactly what's happening to me. And I don't know why, but I just can't seem to cope with it. I really can't. So if you've got any tips, or I suppose you haven't because you're going to bed at 2 like me. I only have a paddling pool in my garden.
Yeah, we've got so basically we normally do family barbecues. We haven't done a family barbecue this year. We did a sort of like a mini family brunch, but we didn't do a barbecue. It's a little bit dark now, so sorry for being a little bit dark. But we bought a paddling pool for everyone, for the kids to get in and out, and adults to get in and out. But we never put it up, because I think a lot of the chairs and stuff, because we have about 40 people that come to the barbecue.
We haven't got enough
So
room.
we didn't have enough room to put the paddling pool up. So but this year I'm hoping that we do put the paddling pool up. I'm thinking maybe at the weekend or something, because I would really dearly like to be in and out of the paddling pool. And then what I've had that thought. So basically I've got a yoga mat, and I'm going to put the yoga mat from the pool to my chair, and then I'm going to put a towel on top of the yoga mat, because otherwise the yoga mat will be slippy. Put a towel, walk, so then when I get out, when I walk, the wet will only, and my feet, I won't have like any stones and bits on the floor and that. And then what I also want to do is put a beach towel on the chair. You know, the chair that but the chair that leans back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's the sunbed.
Like it's
So,
like a instant mock created beach.
yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I think my mum wants to go out next week. So I have to think about what day that she might want to go out and do
Right. Okay. So
something.
one day. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we're planning to do. But
That's right for Sam.
I've got to say, it has taken it out of me today because I've been out.
It's been relaxing. I can't believe it.
I've not been relaxing. I've been working on the video. Thank you. I've not been relaxing. Like, towards the end I did.
Yeah,
Towards I think I had lunch and I had a salad for lunch. I had a salad from Pret. Like the little salmon salad, which has got a little bit of mango in it and stuff like that. And I made a smoothie this morning. I've still got some left in the fridge actually. So I made a smoothie this morning. I made sure I had all the sort of like waters and all of that. I've got a little flask and I put cold water in the flask. Oh, bless him, a delivery driver, when he bought the Pret, he goes, he had a bottle and it had a little bit of water in it, so he tipped it out. Goes, can I please ask a favour for water? And I was going, of course. So I just went to the fridge and just sort of tipped cold water into his little bottle, bless him. And yeah, because it must be tough for the drivers.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Must be tough for anybody who's working in a car, on a bike, or anything like that, because you're just out in it, and you're catering to people who don't want to go out, who don't want to be in the sun.
Mind you, it did. Do you remember when that was so funny? So we hired a gardener a few years ago. This is about 4 or 5 years ago. My God, he must have drank about 4 or 5 bottles of water.
Yeah.
Those bottles.
Yeah.
He was like, drink water, yes please. He drink that, then we give him another one. And
Yeah.
I think he had 4 while I was working. So yeah, that was about 4. That was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do remember he was getting through the water like
yeah. I don't know how somebody can drink all of that though in one day.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I drink 2 in this heat, but wow, that was a lot. Was a lot of water.
A lot of water. I've drunk a lot today. I keep feeling like there's a bug on me, but I don't know if it's a bug on my hair.
I think it is bug. There are lots of bugs there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got loads of. I'd say so. One thing we noticed, we've got a lot of flying ants. Loads of them, and because, like I said, they crawl everywhere, and they just get in your hair, and then
and fruit flies.
Yeah,
there's loads of fruit flies.
Splat them each and every time.
Yeah, and yeah, we have a lot of wildlife. There was like a robin that came right up to the table. Mark put out a little bit of water for it. I don't know if any birds have come to drink any water.
Oh no.
But yeah, Mark's put out a little bit of water and stuff. I put
so there's a dead insect in it.
I put bread out in my mum's garden because my mum's got no wildlife that comes to her garden at all. So I thought, oh, do you know what? Let me put some bread out for the birds. Mum's like, don't put any bread out. I don't want any birds in the garden. I was like, okay. But I had already put the bread out. But it took 2 days for any of the birds to come.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, no birds came.
I think that's because your mum clearly chases them off.
Yeah, but yeah, there's no birds or anything. I mean, the cats sort of scale the things, but she doesn't really like a lot of things in her garden. So yeah, she tries to sort of like maintain it because my mum's got like a really pretty garden. And I think there's been quite a few animals that's ruined the garden whenever she's tried to do. Because in the old house I had put these lights up and they were solar powered lights, and they would light up the path. Oh, the foxes came and destroyed them. Just completely destroyed the lights.
I have heard that before actually. People have put decorations everywhere and the animals will just come and chew them or view them.
Destroy them completely. But there was a fox here the other day.
Yeah.
Baby fox came in the garden, right? I had the music on and I must have been falling asleep. And then I opened my eyes. Oh, baby fox looking me dead in my eye. Wasn't even scared. And I was like, ow, 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 ow. And then he just sat there anyway. I was just like, oh my god,
Look at you, play something else. Don't know.
yeah. But anytime the music was on, the fox would come back, and then it went into next door, and then it came back again. It was crazy.
Yeah, I know. So we do actually get, as you can obviously see on the garden, we do get quite a lot of wildlife.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we get a lot of birds,
Mm.
and we always get the green parrots that fly over.
Yeah, so you might hear chirping as well, not that's an aeroplane, but you might hear chirping as things go ahead. So there's a park not too far over there. That chirping there, as you can hear, if you can hear it. Though they introduced green parrots in there 3 years ago, and they've really taken off. So there's a lot of green parrots that live in that actual park.
Yeah, a lot.
Hence the chirping.
Yeah, and they come and there's that tree. So this is our tree, but if you see above, there's another tree. If I can get high enough,
Which is there.
that tree, yeah, and they go to that tree.
That right at the top. So that is behind our tree. So this magnolia belongs to us.
Yeah, and the magnolia looks beautiful when they pop.
In April, yeah.
But we need to get a tree surgeon to come and sort of trim it back and everything. We're reluctant to touch it, but over the road, they've got a magnolia tree in their front garden, and I went over. They're elderly, and I was like, "Oh, do you know who? Can you give me the name of the person who did your tree?" And she's like, "Oh, sorry, love, he comes from up north," and she didn't know his name or have his number. And I was just like, oh, she goes, I said, well, when he comes again, can you send him over?
There you go. That was one of the parrots. You can hear the chirp.
There you go. And so she said, yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll have somebody come and do our tree.
Yeah. No, we'll need that done as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Yeah, that's funny that she didn't even know who it was, or maybe she didn't want to tell you.
No, she knew who it was, but I think her husband has all the details, and I don't think. I think because they were elderly, like quite elderly.
Yeah, right.
I think she was reluctant to go back in and ask the husband who was wherever he was and all that. Because I could tell she was like, oh, I don't know. And I knew she knew the husband knew, but I don't know if she wanted to then go and disturb the husband and everything else. I don't know what the husband was doing, but yeah. So I should knock on their door again, but I will, but another time, I think. Because I'm sure the guy's been twice. But they trimmed it really back, like really, they really trimmed it back. So yeah.
So we will be, as I said to you before earlier in this video, we will be uploading our new cake video for our new cake samplings and our bread ahead very, very soon. Plus, as well, we'll be uploading our video on the Battersea Power Station where we went and tried Gordon Ramsay's street pizza.
They are turning it into a real entertainment space by the power station. There's all this greenery. There are sort of like bars and stuff that have opened up on the waterfront, but they don't look like good bars that have opened up by the waterfront.
Sorry, on there. The thing is, as well, I think it shocked me how much they developed Battersea Power Station.
Yeah.
They've actually built a London Underground. They've built a tube station there. Now, to put that in context, they cost millions, so they have ploughed a lot of money into Battersea Power Station. So, for anybody who hasn't been or seen it, you will actually be quite amazed how much it has developed.
Because there was Battersea.
It was all Docklands, wasn't it? Or old warehouses.
No, not so much old warehouses. I mean, there were old warehouses, but where I lived, which is quite close, where I used to live, which is quite close to the Battersea Power Station, you had warehouses along the waterfront, but you never really went. But there's different waterfronts, you see. So the one sort of by the Clapham Junction side, you never really went to the waterfront. When you lived in Battersea, you never really went to the waterfront. It wasn't one of those places. Oh yeah, shall we go to the waterfront? But you always had, but wherever you lived, pretty much you always had views of the river because you had tower blocks and all that, and you didn't live far from. If you lived in Battersea, you didn't live far. You were 5 minutes walk in any direction to the waterfront, and but it was never a feature. But now they've made it a feature.
Oh God, yeah, totally. Now there's so much there to do now as well, and also, like I say, the buildings. So they're putting up flats like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Absolutely loads. But the power station itself, we didn't get to go in, unfortunately.
No.
And I wish we had, because I think inside there would be we'd be able to show the shops. So we will go back there at some point, do a proper video of all the shops inside. This was really just to show you what's on the outskirts.
Yeah.
All the different restaurants that you can go to if you are fancying to go on the waterfront.
Yeah. They are really turning it into an entertainment, especially that side of the water.
Oh yeah.
So like if you go to Vauxhall, they have built on sort of like close to the Albert Embankment, as if you're walking from, if you know Vauxhall well. So you've got St Thomas's Hospital, which is not too far away, but the Albert Embankment sort of starts before you get to the hospital if you're on the Vauxhall side. So you got from Black Prince Road all along that waterfront, as if you're heading towards the Royal Vauxhall Tavern. There is so many hotels. They sprung up like there's no tomorrow. There's so many hotels along there. Now I don't know for what reason, because I don't know where you would. There's nothing really there for you to be staying in Vauxhall anyway. The only thing is you would be close to Houses of Parliament.
Yeah, I suppose as well, not only that, you're really close to the river, so if you do want to go into that area, Sam said I might have to check it out next time in the area.
Yeah, definitely. If especially like, so I think you're probably talking about Battersea, but if you're going to Battersea, you might as well check out Vauxhall as well. There's so many hotels now along that waterfront. Great views, by the way. Excellent views.
Yeah.
But they're not really the only place you're near to if you're that end is Parliament.
Yeah.
That's the only place you're near to. Now, if you know where you're walking, you're right by South Bank as well. So you're not too far from South Bank and you're right by Parliament. But that's really the only entertainment part of London that you are if you stay in one of those hotels in Vauxhall.
And this is it. And of course, around apart from Parliament, there isn't much else really in terms of if you want to do things like shopping and stuff like that. The main shopping areas are more sort of towards Oxford Streety way. I would say.
The only other thing is if you went over the bridge. I think they do call it Vauxhall Bridge, yeah, because sometimes I get mixed up with the bridges, like you got the Albert Bridge and all of this. But when you go over Vauxhall Bridge, you then enter into Pimlico and into Victoria, right? But it's it's like a 20-minute walk, and you're closer to St Thomas's Hospital and Parliament. Rather than going to Victoria and walking over the bridge. So you would have to walk towards Vauxhall bus station, which is literally if you're walking from Black Prince Road, going towards sort of Vauxhall bus garage, it's about 5-7 minute walk, if that. And then you would go over. So you'd see the MI5 building.
You can see security and
your local furniture. So you'd see MI5 building, and then you're walking towards the MI5 building, and then you'll head into Pimlico and into Victoria. And there is bits of shopping in Victoria.
Yeah.
There is a little which nobody really knows about, and I'm wondering, did we do any filming there? We have done filming there.
Where's that?
In Victoria. Where were we going? And then we went into that little mews.
We did, yeah.
I can't remember which video that was for now.
Yeah, I remember us being in Victoria, and I've forgotten the name of it. Yeah.
So there's a little mews that no one really knows about. So if you're ever in Victoria, you'll see the cathedral, Westminster Cathedral, and then there's a little sort of row of shops, and in the row of shops there's a little mews. So it's before you get to the Ivy. So when you go into the little mews, there's escalators that go up, and they have like little concerts there and things like that. So and they have those of an evening. I don't know if they're scheduled, but there's loads of flats that they've built around it as well. So if you live in one of those flats, you could just listen to the music or whatever if you open your windows and whatnot.
That's right. There's also a restaurant there opposite the Victoria Station as well, which is all above on the top of the building there, so it's
Yeah.
really, you get a huge view there of Victoria,
Yeah.
because that's where your Wicked is, isn't it? The
The
theatre
Wicked
production.
and Hamilton. What I also realised, actually, if you do stay in one of the hotels in Vauxhall, you're very near the Oval. So if you're into
Yeah.
cricket,
Yeah, that's right.
you're very near the. That's the other thing, because there's nothing else really there. So you'll be right by the Oval, and I used to live. It was a straight road, less than a 5 minute. I used to live less than a 5 minute walk to the Oval. But you don't understand these things until you move away,
No,
because
until
I'm
you move
thinking.
away, that's it.
But there used to be flats that overlooked the Oval, and so you could watch cricket from your flat. If if you lived that end. I didn't live that end, I lived the opposite end. And then they built these things over so that people couldn't see the cricket, which I thought was really quite bad, because you're living in Vauxhall. Why shouldn't you be able to
Yeah, I think they want you to. I've got a little bug. They want you to
pay? Yeah.
This is it. It's not like Leighton Orient. They've got the actual flats in the corner of the football ground.
But I think a lot of people used to rent out their flats though during the season.
Oh, right, I didn't know that.
And people used to then come on and watch the
Games.
games. Yeah, I mean, I'm not into cricket, so it's not really one of my things. But yeah, a lot of people used to go and rent the flats, and they could watch
It
the
makes
cricket.
sense. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do that as well for Airbnb it.
Yeah, well, that was before Airbnb.
Okay.
Before, people just used to rent out their flats and that. It would be a little bit like, I suppose, when you go to Notting Hill Carnival and then people charge you to use their toilets.
Yeah.
And
Or
along
car
the route.
parking spaces.
Yeah, or car parking spaces along the route.
Talking of which, that's at the end of August. And
Yeah.
then that's the end of summer. I always think that Notting Hill is the end of summer, which I know it goes so. This month has gone so.
Yeah.
This year has gone so quick.
And I think we've missed a lot of it as well because you've been so busy.
Yeah, I know. That's it. But my parents are saying that to me. Oh, you're missing the summer.
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
have been. So,
But-
well, my thing's nearly over now. So
Yeah.
that'll be it then.
Yeah, and that'll be it. But I think that it's just amazing how they've really sort of changed the area. But
Yeah.
I feel they've overbuilt in that area. Me personally, I feel like they are taking away the ambience of those areas. I mean, Battersea's right next to Chelsea. There's a bridge. Literally, you walk 5 minutes and you're in Chelsea. Literally. But Battersea was one of those places which, when you mentioned the tube, Battersea's always been one of those places. It's not accessible. It's only accessible by bus.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, I
there
was
was
gonna
no
say, yeah,
tube. There's no
yeah.
train, and and all this. The closest train to where I used to live was Clapham Junction. Clapham Junction goes pretty much everywhere. It's one of those stations. It goes to Victoria. It goes to Gatwick. It goes to Brighton, and all of those sort of types of areas. And it was Vauxhall was more accessible because you had the train station and you had the buses. So Vauxhall was a bit more. But where I used to live in Battersea, no, I used to have to walk all the way to come, which when I was younger wasn't a long walk anyway.
No, but I think now you would notice it.
Now I would notice it, but once you get used to doing it, I don't think you would notice it.
To begin with, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
Would. But afterwards, actually, talking of Manchester, we do need to get to Manchester. I've not been to Manchester since 1992, so it would be totally unrecognisable from when I last went.
It might have been the same
It's
for me.
many years. So I expect Sam's noticed a huge change in Manchester.
Do you know, sometimes though, when you live in a place, you don't notice the changes as much as when you've left it and come back.
Well, I suppose, I know what you're saying, but mind you, I've noticed the change of Battersea, but then that's only because I suppose we visit it now and again.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Battersea has completely, because the flats, like I said, they were a charcoal grey.
Yeah.
They weren't even, and then I went and I was just like, huh? They changed the colour of the flats, because when I lived there, it was black with soot.
Yeah.
Right, it wasn't, and I was young, and at no point were those flats ever that sort of yellow brickwork ever when I was growing up there.
Well, I think that's also the gentrification of it as well. It's interesting you've got those flats next to really posh sort of private estates and stuff.
Yeah, because the places across were not council.
Right.
So you had a non-council sort of houses and flats literally across the court, parking court. So basically where the flats were, there was parking. And I remember because my mum did her driving lessons, and you have to think, because to drive in London is really difficult.
Yeah, well, especially central.
Right. And I get confused, so I don't even bother driving in London because it's just a confusion. So I don't even bother driving up there. The furthest that I will drive to will probably be Victoria, and that will probably be it for me. I wouldn't probably drive further than Victoria, purely because I know the roads a lot better, and my parents used to drive those roads, so it's ingrained in you a little bit. But now that they've built the bus station, I don't think I would know how to drive to. I don't know what lane should be in, because when you go under the bridge and then it's all the bus station, so I don't know where I would have to go in order to get into the right lane.
I was going to say
to go to Victoria. Yeah, because it's all changed.
That's it. When it changes like that, it's very difficult to sort of, especially if you're driving, to know all the roundabout areas.
Yeah.
They say that with sat navs, don't they? They say certain sat navs you've got to keep reprogramming them because they've got the old.
Yeah, because
plugged into the old system.
Yeah, it depends if you can update them. But there was an old sat nav that I used to have called Navman, and it would tell you Navman, and it would tell you what lane to get in.
Oh, okay.
So it had lane assist. Now a lot do have lane assist, but you have to watch actual map. But when you're driving, who's got to? I'm trying to listen.
Yeah, you
want not look at the map to tell me which lane to be in. Do you know what I mean? So I think Navman had a great lane assist. I think I do need to. I will buy another sat nav. But yeah, I used to love. So whenever we used to travel, if we were driving to Canterbury, or if we were driving to, I don't know, Brighton, or wherever, the lane assist would help. Or if I was driving to Milton Keynes, I remember driving to Essex and Milton Keynes, and I drove to Milton Keynes because I was going to the Collectomania.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to see Brandon Routh. He had just played Superman, and I was get his autograph, and I got a picture of him and an autograph. And I wanted to do one when Michael J. Fox was at London Film or Comic Con.
Yeah.
But it was so expensive.
Yeah. Well, this is it. If anybody that does do Comic Con, you'll realise it's very expensive to get key people's autographs. It really is. Ranges anything from like 20 quid, but they can go into the hundreds.
Yeah, because we did. What did we do? We did a talk. I think that's just. Do you think it was thunder? I thought it was just a truck.
So it's starting to rain, guys. We might have to end it at any point soon, but I just.
I'm going to end it soon anyway because I want to go and watch
the Bake Off.
And you haven't watched. You might as well start watching it now because you're never going to catch up.
No, I will catch up. I am going to catch up.
You ain't going to catch up.
I'm going to catch up. Well, I've got time now to catch up.
We'll see. Yeah, now I can hear the rain.
So it is starting now.
Starting. I feel like I could just lay here and just.
What, in the rain?
Yeah, rain on mixed. Yeah. So but yeah, I suppose we should leave it here, really.
Yeah, I was going to say, sorry we cut this one so short, and sorry we're late today. It was so hot. It is starting to rain, so we are going to end it there just purely because it is starting to. I can feel it starting to plummet down.
We weren't going to do it because I didn't, because I'm exporting a video, because obviously I've edited a video. I didn't think my laptop could cope.
It's done well. Done well.
Yeah, it's pretty much done well. So I don't know if you've had any glitches on your end, but yeah, we've done all right actually.
So we will leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really enjoyed it, although it be short and sweet. That's it for Mark and Kelly's trips, tips, and things for today. But we will be back Friday, 6 p.m. UK time, and we will try and make it 6 p.m. This time round. Whether or not we'll be indoors or outdoors will depend on the weather. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, it's really starting to bucket now as well. Take care, look after yourselves, and remember, you're never too old to have fun. We'll hopefully catch you on the Friday live. Enjoy the weather, stay safe, and we will see you on Friday. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Bye.
Whoa.